there, my name's Renee Sales, and have you ever woke up in the morning, and just any morning, and felt like life was never going to be the same? Like things had changed and there was not a damn thing you could do about it? Well, that happened to me. For those that don't know me, I'm a mom. I'm a nanny to a beautiful little granddaughter, Charlie. I work, I have a job. I love to garden, I love to entertain in my home. I love to travel, lots of things. But one day, I woke up and realized that I had not been paying attention to some really important things. And I have 3 amazing children. They are grown. They are living their own lives. My last one just went off to college. My kids are 7 years apart. And every 7 years I had a baby, whether I needed one or not, quite frankly. But so with my last one going off to college, I had been 32 years of doing really nothing but being a mom. I mean, I had a job, I work, but my passion in life was to be a mom and to be with my kids. I love every single minute of it. You know, I was consumed with being a mom. It was my job. And we were traveling and going to sporting events and school functions and cooking and doing mounds of laundry and all the things, just all the things that you do when you're a mom. And suddenly my kids were grown up and they didn't need me to do that anymore. So you want to talk about feelings. I had a lot of feelings. In fact, feelings that sort of overtook me, and my emotions got the best of me because I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I was like, wait, what happened? That wasn't supposed to happen. Anyway, so in conjunction with that, I also started noticing some things with my body and my own person that I suppose I was just ignoring for a good portion of my, the last several years. And I was having lots of pain, lots of joint pain, lots of emotional stuff going on, and I just didn't have time to deal with it. I didn't want to deal with it. I was having a great life being a mom, and now all of a sudden I wasn't being a mom so much anymore, and I started noticing all of these things. I started, I guess, paying attention to things, big things that I should have been paying attention to all along. But I, things that kept me, these pain and things kept me from doing things that, the non-mom things that I love to do. And, gardening, my joints were so sore that I could not get on the ground and dig in the dirt and, do those things that, and quite frankly, gardening was like my therapy. If I just needed a moment or needed just needed to talk myself down a minute, or just needed a place to be and be quiet or pray or whatever I wanted to do at that moment, you would find me in my garden. And I couldn't really do that anymore. I couldn't go to the gym and exercise like I was because my joints were I was really in a lot of pain. And I just never, I just kept telling myself, oh, you're getting older, quit whining. It's what happens, right? That's just what happens. Well, it got to a point where I just really felt like, maybe I should start paying attention. And of course, I really just didn't. I don't know. I just didn't. But so, moving on, I went to my hairdresser, and she asked me a question. She said, did you know you have this little bald spot on the back of your head? And I said, no, really? And she said, oh, it's really teeny tiny. Don't worry about it, but we'll keep an eye on it. Okay, fine. I seriously never gave it another thought, ever. I just never gave it another thought until 4 weeks later when I was back for a trim, and she shampooed my hair and was combing my hair and said, okay, now we have a problem. That little tiny spot is now 2 half-dollar size spots on the back of your head, and a third one was starting at the nape of my neck. Well, as vain as this sounds, that's the moment that I decided to sit up and take notice of what was going on. something had to be going on. So to make a long story short, I went to the doctor, did all of the things that you're supposed to do, listened to every doctor prescribe medication after medication for me. And, medication for hormone balance, medication for anxiety and stress and depression and pain and side effects from lupus, did I mention I was diagnosed with lupus during all of this as well? So I had this slew of medications on my bathroom counter, and one day I just looked at it and I just thought, no more. I'm having side effect after side effect from the pharmaceuticals that I'm taking, and I didn't want to do it anymore. So I went to the doctor and I said, I just think there's got to be a better way. And they just sort of laughed at me and told me to, be a good patient and take my medication and I'll be better for it. Well, something else you should know about me is I don't take orders like that very well. And I'm also a fixer. If you tell me something's wrong, I'm gonna figure out a way to fix it. And if I don't like the way something's going, I'm gonna find a better way. So I got online, I read books, I talked to homeopathic doctors, I did research, I just started reading all the things. And what I found is that I had been dabbling in essential oils. I bought a Young Living essential oil kit a few years ago, and really the only reason I bought it is because as simple and silly as it sounds, I bought it because I wanted my house to smell good. And it does. It makes your house smell amazing. However, I didn't realize the effects, the therapeutic effects that these oils can have on your body. So as I'm researching, I literally was reading that there is scientific proof that these oils work for your emotions. They work to balance your hormones. They work for pain. They work to clear your liver. All the things that I was battling with lupus and depression and anxiety and all of it. There was scientific proof that I could at least help control some of the side effects. So I made the decision to wean myself off the medication and start a better way. So the last doctor I had to see was my rheumatologist, and I was expecting a battle because they all have very good reasons on why you should stay on the medication. They tell a very compelling story, and I really just had to stick to my guns. I went in there and I told her, and you know what? She surprised the hell out of me and said, you know what? Okay, let's try it. Let's do it. She said, under one condition. You come every 3 months. If your blood work markers come back fine, we'll do it. So I kept my end of the bargain. And let me just say, guys, it's been 2.5 years. I'm still not on those meds. I use supplements and oils, and I'm ridding my house of all the toxic chemicals that I believe started the whole thing in the first place. And I'm talk about feeling good. I feel good because I'm doing it in a way that makes sense to me, and I feel good because I physically feel good, and I'm doing it in a way that is not toxic to my life. So I'd love for y'all to be on this journey with me and find a better way. Thanks y'all for listening.